Yeah, you can start now.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone joining us from different parts of the world. And welcome to today's exciting webinar on data analytics, your game changer for 2025. My name is Lynn Lawrence, and I'm very delighted to be your moderator for this session. I would like to extend a warm welcome to all our attendees joining us from different parts of the globe. As we move into 2025, data analytics is no longer just an option, but a necessity for businesses and professionals. From artificial intelligence to IoT and real time data processing, analytics is reshaping industries and driving smarter decision making. Today, we have fantastic panel of experts who will share their insights on how data analytics can be a game changer in the coming year. Joining us today, we have esteemed experts in the field of data analytics, Mr. Prashant Priyadarshi, Program Manager, IT and Computing Department. He is an experienced senior professor and research and development enthusiast with over 10 years of experience in education management. Mr. Prashant brings a unique blend of industry and academic expertise and is highly knowledgeable in artificial intelligence, machine learning, IoT, and analytics. Welcome you, sir. And
Thank you, Lynn.
our next panelist is Neha Muntil. Ms. Neha Muntil, Academic Operations Executive at Uni Athena. She specializes in data visualization, business intelligence, and predictive analytics with hands-on experience in Power BI, Python, and Tableau. Neha has analyzed trends across industries such as e-commerce, market research, and finance. Today, she will be giving us a live demo on Power BI, showcasing its real world applications in analytics. Welcome, Neha. So, we are very honored to have them with us today. And to all our attendees, we encourage you to stay till the webinar ends and feel free to drop your questions in our chat box so that we will be addressing them during the Q&A session. So, without any further delay, let's dive right in. So, our first speaker today is Mr. Prashant Priyadarshi. He will be sharing valuable insights on how organization can harness data analytics to stay ahead in 2025. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Lynn. Thank you for this wonderful introduction of mine. And we have done a lot of webinar from Uni Athena. So in the list itself, we are adding a new webinar for the 2025, that is data analytics. And we are going to tell audience today that how data analytics can be a game changer this year itself. So thank you, Lynn, and thank you, Uni Athena, for giving me this chance to present another mind-blowing topic on data analytics, which is trending since last 5 years, and I hope in the next near future it will be keep continue trending. So let's dive deep into this data analytics domain. So let's start with our today's agenda. So we will start with first basic of analytics and its importance. We will see what analytics is and what are the key theories related to analytics. Post, we will see some real world examples of data-driven business decisions because nowadays, or maybe like long back also, companies or organizations have made profit, have made major decisions based on this analytics, so that we will see that how real world industries working on data analytics, how they leverage data for their data analytics and business decision making process. After that, we will see the different type of analytics and their applications. So we have different type of analytics, but again, we have to see which analytics will be perfect for which industry and for which problem it will be suitable. So that we will see in after this real world example. And post, we will see some practical insight into a case where we will take a e-commerce analytics with Power BI. So over here, Ms. Neha will take care that how a e-commerce company is going to analyze some data that is already there with them. So that we will be implementing on Power BI, and you will see that how Power BI, a business analytics tool, can be helpful when you have bunch of data in your hand. Post, we will see that how you can track sales trend, customer preferences, or maybe any kind of discount impact using analytics. So these all, the section 4 and 5 will be taken care by Ms. Neha Mandal. So she will be guiding you how to use Power BI on any kind of data for any analytic purpose. Moving to the next slide. So we all have come across a lot of news reports and trends, like maybe next 20 years or 30 years, the global data analytics market is projected to reach this much dollar, that much billion dollar. Okay. And we all know that, like this data analytics field is very much necessary, and it's a need for the data-driven decision making for any company or organization. But sometimes we just hear this news and we see this trend, but we never experience that, okay, let's learn something that how we can make use of data. And it's really worth to learn this analytics concepts or skills. It is very important. So that's why we have written few news reports and trends over here, so that you must be knowing that, okay, in the next 10 year or 20 years, there is ample amount of opportunity for anyone who really want to make their career in this data analytics field. So if you can see that, like bigger company like Netflix, they uses data analytics to recommend source, and they have made a huge amount of profit. And obviously you can see this news reports that 80% of viewers activity by Netflix are driven by recommendation systems. So when we talk about these keywords, recommendation system, so everything, all these recommendation systems or models or algo, these all works on data. So data is the fuel for making any kind of models, predictions. So that's why it is very important first to know about the data and how you analyze or how you can get help or utilize this data. And then you can build some predictive model or maybe kind of recommendation system, the way Netflix uses or different platform uses. Okay, so there are a lot of trend, there are a lot of news in the market, and definitely these news are based out of some data, and they are very what you say, authentic. So I would recommend that you should have knowledge of data analytic in whichever industry you're working. Doesn't matter, data is the fuel for the next generation, so you have to learn these things. Okay, so I have experienced, like a lot of query also comes to me when I interact with different learners or students or maybe professionals from industry. They confuse with few, like terms like what is analysis, what is data analysis, what is analytics, and what is business analytics, because these all terms are very much similar. And sometimes people take it very, like it seems that every keywords are the same, but no, it's not the same. There is a lot of difference into these keywords. And when you learn analytics, then only will come to know what's the difference between these key terms. And like today, I'm going to tell you, or maybe I'm going to explain you these key terms with respect to examples, so that it will be easier for you to remind this forever. So if you start with the term data, so everyone knows what is data. Any kind of information that is stored in a digital format, that is known as data. It may be, like raw fact and numbers or anything. Maybe, like if you talk about text messages or video messages or any kind of document, when you store in your laptop or personal computer, or you send any email, you watch any videos, you listen to songs. So these all kind of informations, maybe entertainment information, or maybe academic information, maybe corporate information, legal document. These all informations are data. So these are data, can be in the form of numbers, can be in form of, like video, audio. There are lot of formats. So these are known as data, and these data are analyzed with different tools and techniques. So there are different tools and techniques. Maybe like if we talk about document, so maybe we use Microsoft Office to like to process this academic data. The same way there is a format for that, doc format, PDF format is there. The same way for the image, we have JPG format, we have PNG format. So there are different extension formats. If we talk about some numerical data, so we have Excel files where we store data in the form of XLSX format. So there are different formats for different type of data. Okay, so I hope it is clear to everyone that what the data means. Okay, so if we give some examples like sales number or customer names can also be a kind of data when you are, like storing any kind of information of your customer. So obviously, when you are making any transactions, so those transactions may be in the form of numbers or maybe in the form of what you say keywords. Those all informations will be a data for you. And normally in research also, like whenever we do some kind of research, we collect data. So those data are known as primary data when we collect firsthand. But those data which are already available on some website or maybe some repository, so those data are known as secondary data. So we'll not get deep dive into type of data, but yeah, again, when you learn analytics, you will come to know what are the different type of data and how to handle that data. That is also a very vast field. But okay, I hope it is clear to everyone what the data is. Let's move to another term, that is analysis. So what do you mean by analysis? So analysis is a very common term and it is applicable in various domains. It's not about that analysis is, like applicable to only data analytics field. Analysis means normally maybe any kind of science or maybe kind of arts or commerce or maybe medical field. In every field we do some kind of analysis. So basically the meaning of analysis is that we need to understand what and why. If any problem is there, so obviously we do some analysis on the problem, why it occurred, what is the reason behind it, and how to resolve it. Okay, so analysis is not a technical word, it's a generalized word. Okay, and if we compare or if we just take an example from any industry. So example, why did sales drop last quarter? So obviously this is a question, and based on this question, we can do some kind of analysis and we can find out some solution that why did sales drop last quarter. Okay, so analysis is a common term. It's a kind of experimentation, doing experiment on something and looking into the observation part that, okay, after doing this thing, what actually we got? Did we got the result? Did we really solve the issue? So that is known as analysis. In real, like life also, in our daily life also, we do a lot of analysis. Okay, so don't think that analysis is something related to only data analytics. It's a general term. But yeah, when we talk about data analysis, so obviously it tells about doing some kind of analysis on data. So the another question is why we do data analysis. See, when we talk about analysis, so obviously we are trying to solve some problem. The same thing is over here in the field of data analytics or maybe in the field of machine learning, artificial intelligence. We need to solve some problem. And for solving the problem, we have a lot of data in different forms. So to analyze those data, to get the problem, to get answer from that, question, so we need to analyze the data first, a kind of technical inspection of the data, that how the data looks, what is the structure of the data. Okay, if we can find some inference from that data or not. Okay, then only we will move forward, else we can drop that. And also when we collect data or once when we take when any industry gives you some data, so there are a lot of differences. Okay, we need to work on the data to fine tune that data, then only you can do some kind of analysis over there. So that is known as data analysis. And if we talk about that in the field of data analytics, normally what we do inside this data analysis, so we do cleaning, analyzing survey data. Maybe you can use any tools for that, maybe Excel, Power BI, Tableau, SPSS. There are a lot of tools, okay, where you can just import those data and you can clean that data and further you can analyze those data. And there are a lot of, like statistical tests also that you can perform on those data to test your data. Let us consider mean, median, mode, standard deviation, variance. These all are statistical tests that you can perform on your data to see that if your data is viable to, like to build some model on top of that. And based on that, you can do some recommendation, or maybe you can do some observation, you can predict something, and there are different things that you can do. Okay. I hope it is clear. So next we will move to analytics. So when we do data analysis, the next thing is doing some kind of recommendation or making some inference out of that data. So over there the keywords comes that is known as analytics. So analytics is basically when we perform some prediction kind of stuff, or maybe diagnostic kind of stuff, or maybe prescription kind of stuff. So at that point, we do some kind of analytics. Again, when we talk about analytics, we have to build some kind of model. But nowadays, we have modern tools like Power BI. You don't have to build some models. There are on, like inbuilt models are there. We just need to import our data, and we need to put our models on top of that on data. And the model itself will analyze your data and will infer something for you. Maybe you can predict, you can, like inspect something out of the data. So if we relate this analytics with example, maybe industry example, so maybe kind of forecasting sales for the next quarter. So what you can do, you have sales data for the last 1 year, 2 year, or 3 year. You just put that sales data in your Power BI, that's an automated tool from Microsoft, and you can ask the Microsoft to predict something for the next quarter. So based on the data, they will predict that what would be the sale for your next quarter. So that's interesting. You don't have to worry about it. Just you need to learn the tool, that how to import that data in that tool. And Power BI or maybe Tableau, these tools are so efficient and powered by like a lot of statistical test models that you can easily predict your next quarter sales. Similarly, if we talk about like business analytics keyword, it's same. But again, normally when we talk about data analysis analytics, so these two terms or keys are related to people who are working on data. But when we talk about business analytics, so these are normally people, these are business analytics is something keyword which is helpful for the people who are responsible for taking business decisions. Okay, so let us consider some senior manager or strategic manager is there. So he need to make decisions, not he don't need to like invest time on analyzing the data. So based on that data, he will like analyze kind of businesses, and then he can take some decisions. Okay, because the bigger problems comes to these people, the owner of the business, the higher management of the business, okay, strategic people. So they need to take some decisions. So before taking this decision, they need to see an overview of the data, the trend of the data, what actually happened in the inside the company previously. And based on that, they need to take some decision. That's why business, when we talk about business analytics keyword, it means the management from the like higher management, or maybe strategic people, or the head of the digital marketing team or sales team, they want a report. They want a report in a form of visualization, so that they can see the trends, and then they can take some business decisions. Okay, so these can help the business for optimizing marketing campaigns, or maybe reduce the cost. And there are different decisions, like normally higher people takes. So these are the terms which are associated with the people working inside the industry. And obviously, these are the terms which are not quite, we can say that these are quite, related, but it's not related. There is quite difference in all the terms. So terms like data analysis, data analysis, and analytics. So people working on data team, they are working on this. But business analytics, normally senior managers, or maybe people who are responsible for taking decisions, they need to know this term, that is business analytics. I hope this is clear to everyone. If you have any question, please write down in the chat box section, or maybe a comment section. Okay, let's tie it together. So we seen the difference between all these keywords, okay, and we will see an example of retail company who just wanted to improve his or her sales. Okay, so if you see all the keywords, we will see that how these keywords are interlinked together. Okay, so let us consider the first keyword, that is data. So data means the raw data in the form of any kind of information is there, but in the form of data, numerical data, okay, or maybe kind of quantitative or qualitative data can be there. Okay, so if we talk about data, so these retail companies normally collect sales number, customer demographic, website traffic data. So these are the data, these are the variables, or you can say these data are normally stored by the company. Now let's move to second section, that is analysis. So what they will do, they examine sales data to find out which product are underperforming. So obviously first they should have data, then only they can do some kind of analysis on their data, where they can find out that which product is underperforming, or maybe some other kind of business problem they can solve. Next is data analysis. So when they collect the data, it is important that collecting the data, they should clean and analyze the sales data before they go for doing any kind of analysis. So it is important that for executives working on collecting data, so they should clean and analyze data before building any model on that. Otherwise, like because of outliers or any data which doesn't fall under that range, it will disrupt the efficiency of the model that you will build for predicting something. Okay, so next we will move to analytics. So obviously, as I mentioned, that once you clean the data, your data is perfectly fine, then you can build some kind of predictive models to forecast the future sales, or maybe to drop out some kind of products which is not performing good in your organization. Okay, so these are the things you can do. The next is business analytics. Now, as I mentioned, that higher management normally take these decisions, that they create maybe digital marketing manager, or maybe head of the digital marketing team, or maybe head of the management. They can create some kind of strategy to boost the sales based on the insight. So you can see this small company, retail company, how they can improve the sales by doing this kind of step-by-step analysis, by collecting the data, by doing data analysis, building a model, and then like taking some decisions. Okay, so this is a complete picture of how a company or organization is working in the field where data analytics can really help them to make some decisions. Let's move to another section where okay, over here I have, since this like this webinar is quite of very much for data analytics, but the previous section that I discussed, it was very important, so that anyone who is not from the core data analytics field, they will come to know what these terms are. So after that only, it will be easier for you to understand this core data analytics. Okay, so several times I repeated that what is data analytics. It's involved the process of analyzing raw data to extract some like insights, or maybe you can inference something out of the data. Okay, so what are the components involved in the data analytics? So first is data collection, cleaning, analyzing, model building, and visualization. So there's one term coming over here, that is visualization. We should understand what this is. So visualization means, like when we prepare some kind of report, I hope, like you all have experienced, like before we don't have these kind of tools like Power BI, Tableau, or Excel. Maybe nowadays we have advanced Excel, but before that, maybe 10 years back, like a lot of data were there, but we were unable to visualize as data. We just need to check by row, or we need to create some kind of like small table form to show that okay, this is the whole perspective or whole overview of the data. Okay, it was very tough to understand when the data is too much. Okay, so because we have a limited limitations that our eyesight. Okay, we cannot see the data, like 5-year data or 10-year data in one dashboard. But now with the release of this power tools, it's important to analyze the data for last 10 years or 15 years. It is very easier to visualize those data based on like maybe you can there are a lot of I will, in the later stage, I will tell you what are the tools and techniques that we can use for data visualization also. Okay, So why it is important first? Okay, so derived information decision making. Yes, if you are any owner of the organization, or maybe you are handling any senior position, that it's every time you have to take some decision. So it is important for you to whenever you take some decision, you should have some justification from the previous data, because any decision that you take, you cannot take by your own intention or by your experience. I'm not saying that your experience doesn't matter, it matters, but like when your experience is like bind with the data, okay, the information or the data validation things, okay, so that kind of decision is more impactful, because now you are making decision based on your experience and your the previous data also. That's a good thing. And obviously, it is going to improve your efficiency, maybe operational efficiency, or enhance the uh, what you say, the departmental efficiency or the production efficiency. Okay. And obviously, as I mentioned, data analytics is used for predict future trends and behaviors based on the previous data. So that's why it is important for every organization, because every organization plans something. Maybe they plan for the next 5 years, maybe next 10 years. So it is important to predict the future trends and behaviors and patterns, that okay, so this is how like you can build some kind of models using this data analytics tools and techniques. Okay, and if I say which industry is leveraging data analytics, so over here we have mentioned few industries like healthcare, retail, finance, e-commerce, manufacture. But trust me, every industry nowadays are using data analytics in some form. Maybe they are not using some kind of tool, but I'm damn sure that they are using data analytics. Maybe they are using manually, or they are using some advanced tools, or maybe they are still based out of Excel. I must say that Excel is the best tool ever, but again, they have some limitations. Now we have Power BI, Tableau. They are well good with Excel. We don't have to worry about advanced analytics. Okay, so every tools have some pros and cons. So do the Excel have, but yeah, Power BI, I will say that it's doing great in the market. So let's move to the next section. Let's see the data analytics life cycle. So again, this is a repetition of the previous slide, but again, you must understand, being in a professional working in any industry, you must understand that whenever you are going to setting up some kind of business processes, okay, based on some analytics, so you should understand that what are the life cycle that I must work on first. Okay, so let us consider you are working in any industry, and you want to set up a like analytic model. Okay, you have to predict something. So first you have to make sure that you have some people who is collecting the data and storing the data and testing the reliability of the data. Okay, validity of the data. You keep checking regularly that if there is any outlier, if the data is like something missing data is there, how you can fix it. Okay, there are a lot of tools and techniques involved. Any people who is working in the data engineering field, they can definitely guide you that how to collect the data. Okay, how to there are a lot of models also, how to collecting the data in the database. There, like we use SQL to store the data, to fetch the data. So there are different kind of database. So that first requirement is that you should collect the data in a proper database. So different organization, like they collect data maybe from IoT devices, that is Internet of Things, or maybe social media or CRM. So it is very much important that you should understand the nature of the data and in which form it should be converted, so that it can be stored in a easy way. And also it should be ensured that while fetching the data, it should be like the data fetch time should be very like quick and faster. Otherwise, when you build the model will take a lot of time building or predicting something when your data fetching technique is very slow something. Okay, so over here you have to work on that. The next is that data analysis. You need, and again, you need some person who is very much efficient in doing some kind of data analysis. He must have some knowledge of statistics, because before building any model, you need to test the data. You need to see the pattern in your data. Trust me, before this, this boom, data analytics boom or AI boom, previously there were only statisticians. Okay, they were the people who used to analyze the data. And trust me, statistic is still the mother of all AI or data analytics or machine learning. If you don't know statistics, it's very tough for you to analyze the data on the ground level. But again, like we have a lot of tool which makes the work of statistics very easier. Like as I mentioned, Power BI, you just drag, drop, and you check the variance of the data. You can find the standard deviation of the data. It's very easy. Okay, so these are the tools which are replacing, like human also. But again, human is needed to do this kind of, like analysis. Human is replacing human by tool, but again, tool needs human to do this kind of work. Otherwise, tool itself cannot do. So if you say that AI is, like when we heard something, AI replacing human, but trust me, AI is recruiting humans also to do their work. Otherwise, it's not possible to manage this AI or any kind of tools. So over here, you can see the data analysis. Again, you require some kind of statistics people who can refine the data, who can test the data. And after that, they can easily build either model on that data. Okay. And as I mentioned, data visualization. So data visualization is a kind of, like graphs, tables, plots. There are different kind of graphs and plotting that you require, because you will not go column by column or rows by rows to see the data or pattern. Instead, you just plot some graphs and then you will come to know the trend. Okay, maybe it may be bar graph, line graph, there are light or heat maps are there. So different type of graphs, plots are there through which you can, like senior management can see the graphs in one go and they can take decisions that, okay, this is how our business is rising. Let's invest more into that. Okay, so these kind of decisions can be taken very easily when your data analysis people or analytics people can plot some data visualizations, or they can plot some graphs in the form of a report. Okay, so normally what happens actually, these all data visualizations are known as report. Okay, reports in Power BI or Tableau. Okay, they say it report. Normally it is known as graphs or plots, but they call it report. Report means plotting graphs. Okay, so these all things, I hope it is clear what is the data analytics life cycle, starting from data collection, data cleaning, data analysis, and data visualization. And based on data visualization, you can take any kind of decision for your business. Okay, let's move to some real world example of data-driven business scenario. So I'll give you some example from, like some industry. Like if everyone knows about Starbucks, okay? So if you see Starbucks, how they are, utilizing analytics or data and they are making business profit. So you can see the Starbucks recently, like they have identified store location. So actually, they have built some kind of model based on the data that where they are going to open their stores. And these kind of, like decision making have increased their revenue by 20%. It's not like a bank that, okay, previously what used to happen, okay, where, like the population is more, just open a ATM over there, or just open a bank over there, or just open a mall over there. But this is not working nowadays. Okay, just population is not going to make your business profit. You have to take a lot of variable into consideration. Okay, and this is why Starbucks are using, or maybe a lot of, nowadays, banking sector also, or ATM, or maybe malls, they are using this data analytics to analyze the demographic location. Maybe the people, they are analyzing the people worth in that particular location, and then only they are setting up their, like stores or malls or PVRs or any, uh, any setups. So you can see the Starbucks have increased their revenue by 20%. It's a very big number. Okay, so doing this data analytics, they are identifying the store location. And obviously, you can see they are collecting geo spatial analytics, or demographic location, competitor location, tariff, or food tariff, or maybe some kind of population. Okay, these all things they are analyzing, and this kind of analytics is known as geospatial analytics. And based on that, they are identifying the ideal store location. Okay, so next, if we see that Walmart, so Walmart again, they have leveraged predictive analytics for inventory management and reduce stock outs by 16%. So again, we all know what the Walmart is. Okay, it's the biggest platform. Okay, so obviously, they have also managed to reduce the stock out by 16% just by leveraging analytics. So obviously, like they have analyzed sales data and they have predicted the demand, that which product is going to be in demand for the next month or maybe next coming quarter, or maybe if there is some holiday or they may event or maybe some kind of, like a celebration is there, maybe, like 25th of December, Christmas, or maybe 1st January, or maybe Black Friday sales are there. So based on, like data, they can analyze that which product is going to sell out more, so that they can stock their inventory before, like this kind of event start. So after, like analyzing the previous data, they can predict the demand and need at that time, and they can stock their inventory. And this is the reason why, like Walmart have able to reduce stock out by 16%. Again, it's a very huge number. You can think the size of the Walmart, and if they are thinking 16%, it's $1 million. Okay, so obviously predictive analytics is going to help them. Previously, in the form of, in the company, you see geospatial analytics. Okay, over here it's a predictive analytics. Let's move. We can see some new analytics. So Uber, yeah, we all know about the Uber. Okay, so what they did, they optimized driver availability and customer satisfaction using dynamic pricing, using real-time data. So obviously you all know that Uber, like at the peak time, maybe office time in the morning 9 to 10 a.m. and the evening time, maybe 5 to 7 p.m. Okay, it's in peak hour when people go back to home or maybe come to office in the morning. So they are optimizing the need of the driver and the availability. Okay, so that every person should get Uber at the proper time. Okay, so this is a very good strategy to make, like profit out of that. Okay, so they have used some kind of surge pricing algorithm based on real-time demand and supply data. So, like if they analyze this data for the last 1 year itself, they will come to know when our demand is high and when our demand is low. So as per that, like a need or requirement, Uber can have some strategy that they can roll out more cars or Ubers at that particular peak hours, and during non-peak hours they can roll out that like Ubers for some different roles and responsibility they can. Okay, so these kind of business decisions they have taken, okay, based out of data. Okay, so next thing is all about, like different type of analytics. Initially, we saw like geospatial analytics, predictive analytics. The same way we have a lot of analytics, type of analytics. We'll see step by step all these analytics. So basically, we have 4 type of analytics. Okay, but nowadays, like people working on analytics domain, they have come up with different analytics. When they work very precisely into some domain, they just name it. Okay, in the case of, we saw uh, uh, say, mm, just a moment. Yeah, Starbucks. Uh, so they were working on precisely location, geographic location. So they name it geospatial data. The same way people working in medical field, they can name it some medical analytics. Okay, some this kind of word happen. But basically in general term, we have 4 kind of analytics. So let's see. The first is descriptive analytics. So basically, I will tell you with example also that what does mean. Descriptive analytics is what happened. Okay. So basically, when any retail store analyzes monthly sales data to identify top selling product. Okay. So obviously that is known as descriptive analytics. It is going to just describe, okay, what actually your current data is. It's not going to give you something, like predict something or diagnose something. It's just going about the report existing data, and based on the existing data, it can show you, okay, this is the sales report and this is the top selling product. Okay, this is the sales report, or this is the customer data, and these are the segmentation for the customers. Okay, these kind of customers are buying this product more. So this kind of a descriptive, it's in describing something. Okay, it's not doing something more. Okay, just description. But when we talk about diagnostic analytics, so it is giving you some question. Why did it happen? Okay, you are asking something. So when you ask something from your data, it means it's a diagnostic something. Something happened, something wrong happened in your organization, but you want to investigate why it happened. those kind of analytics is known as diagnostic analytics. Okay, it's not a medical term, but yeah, it directly comes from the medical field, that is diagnose. You have to diagnose that why it happened. Okay, like let us consider a e-commerce platform, investigate why cart abandonment rate increased, why people are adding into the cart and after it's discarding. So what is the root cause of the sales drop? So that you need to analyze, and these data analytics people will study this data in more detail. They will build some models, and based on that model, they will come to know that, okay, this is the reason why people are dropping their product from the cart. There may be several reasons, but this is the role of a data analytics people, that they need to answer it. Why did it happen? So let us take a like a hypothetical condition. People are adding to their cart, and when they are going to the payment page, so there is no option to pay using Visa card. Okay, there is no option to pay using Visa card. There are different cards available there, but there is no option. So this can be one way that that company is not offering to pay using Visa card. So this maybe can one reason. Okay, now that reason should be highlighted by the data analytics people, and it will be communicated to the management, and then management will take decision that yes, this is the real case and we should add an option to pay using Visa card. Then only we can do something. Okay, so this you can just got an idea now that how we can diagnose anything. Okay, take another hypothetical situation where people are adding to their cart, and when they are going to the payment page, there is no option for cash on delivery, COD, that is cash on delivery. Again, that may be one reason. People want some product that need to be delivered with COD, that is cash on delivery. So these kind of, like what you say, issues can be identified. Okay, and then these causes can be communicated with the senior people, and then they can take decisions. So this is the diagnostic analytics, and it can be implemented anywhere in any industry to identify any issue or root cause of any problem. Okay, that why it happened. Okay, let's move to another two type of analytics. Another is predictive analytics, that what could happen. Predictive means to predict something of the future. Okay, that what could happen. Let us consider an example, like a bank predicts loan default risk using customer data. So obviously bank is giving a lot of loans, and he need to predict that which are the potential customer that they can default the loan. So it's kind of forecasting. Okay, so what they will do, they will take the payment of their what you say customer, that if the customers are paying on regular basis or not, and based on their data they can take some decisions that okay, like these are the customers, they have potential, they can drop out, so let's like pay attention on this customer and try to get the loan clear as soon as possible. So these kind of things you can do on the predictive analytics. If we talk about prescriptive analytics, the question is what should we do? Okay, so again, as I mentioned in the diagnostic analytics, when we identify some problem, okay, this is the problem. So now the thing is, we will implement prescriptive analytics, that what should we do to solve this problem? Okay, let us consider again a business problem, a logistic company optimizing delivery routes to reduce fuel cost. Okay, so what a company is doing, it's an optimizing delivery routes to reduce the fuel cost. So obviously recommending optimal pricing strategy can help you out to prescribe something. The way we do in the medical field, doctor prescribe you something based on diagnostic. So first you diagnose, and then you can prescribe that this is the thing that you can do. Or maybe any company don't have any problem, but again, they want to optimize something. So at that time, we have to prescribe something. Okay, you want to increase your sales, you have to perform this. But why to perform this? You should have answer. So to justify your answer, you have to justify with some data. And then you have to do some kind of data analytics, and you have to justify that these things you have to do to enhance the sales. Okay, so this is how the analytics work and their application in different domains. Okay, so as I mentioned, we have like learned more about analytics. We will see some case study that how a e-commerce analytics work over here. Okay. Okay, so what actually you want to explore or want to identify? First, these are the questions. Maybe a lot of people want to see the sales trends. Okay, in sales trends, you can ask a lot of questions. Okay, which product are selling the most? Are these seasonal pattern in sell? Are there seasonal pattern in sell? Okay, what are the customer preferences? So what are the most popular product among different customer segment? So you see, these are the questions first you have to identify when you are doing any kind of analytics projects or building any kind of models. First, you have to identify the questions that you need to ask from yourself, and then you build some model. So those models will help you to answer these questions. Okay, so see, there are a lot of questions asked. How do discounts affect sales volume and profits margin? Which discount strategy yield the highest ROI? So these all things first you have to identify from the question itself. Okay. There are more questions are there, like like payment method performance. Which payment method are most preferred by the customers? Do certain payment method lead to higher conversion? So when you ask a lot of questions, and then you have to segregate that for these questions, which analytics I need to apply. Okay, maybe for a few questions you need diagnostic analytics. For a few questions you need predictive analytics. So that you need to segregate when you list down all the questions. The first thing is you need to do is list down the questions that you need to answer. And once you list down all the questions, again, you have to follow some analyticals. You have to provide some analytical solutions. So as I mentioned, we know the data analytics life cycle. Just we have to first see the questions, and based on the questions, we have to fetch the data. We have to understand the data. We have to clean the data. Maybe you need some transformation also. We have to do some enhancement, data enhancement, where you need to upload, you need to update the data, you need to drop the data, you need to add some dummy data, and then you do some kind of data analytics, and then your data analytics executive will perform some data visualization using some kind of tools, maybe Power BI, Tableau, and then based on that, you just relate your question and data visualization, and then take some decisions that what decision need to be taken to enhance the profit of the organization. Okay, so this is the complete analytics solution. This is a complete data analytics life cycle, and it's common for everyone, but again, for different domains, you can add some more blocks. It's totally depend upon you, and how complex you can make, it's totally depend upon you. It's a generalized block diagram of data analytics life cycle. Okay, so as I said that first we need to list down all the questions. So based on that questions, you have to identify business objective also. What actually you want to do based on these questions. Okay, so obviously you can see these are some objectives that are defined. Identify top selling products, understand popular products, analyze the effect of discount on sales, measure the performance of marketing. So these business objectives normally are set by business people. Okay, and based on this, like these objectives, normally they break down this, like objectives into a lot of questions. And then those questions are given to business analytics people that give me the reason, show me in the form of reports or visualization, so that business people can take some decisions and they can fulfill their business objectives. So as I mentioned, that data is the fuel of every business problem. First, you need to gather data. Over here, I will show you some examples while doing any kind of e-commerce project or different projects. You need to this kind of data while doing some kind of data analysis. If you talk about customer data, so demographic data, geographic data, behavioral data, purchase history, customer feedback, loyalty data. So these are the data which are related to customers. Okay. If we talk about product data, so product information, inventory data, pricing data, product performance, product review. So these are the type of data which are related to product. So you have to collect all these data individually, and you have to make a bunch. Customer data, one bunch, product data, another bunch, and then you have to do analysis for all separate bunch of data, and then you can map this data also. And you can, like create some model. You can connect all this data bunches together, and you can create some model, and you can predict something in the future. You can see some examples of sales data, website and app data. These are the type of data: transaction data, sales data. And it's very easy. Everyone understand what is traffic data, user journey data, device data, search data, return data, discount data. These are the data related to sales and website and app data. Okay. So now let's see what are the analytical solutions that can be provided. So our first objective, business objective, was identify a top selling product and seasonal pattern. So normally, what they will do, they will just, generate a report for the management people to take some decisions. Okay. What they will do for objective one, identify top selling products, they will visualize bar chart. They will create bar chart, line chart, heat maps. Okay. So bar chart can show you top selling products by revenue or quantity. Line chart can show some monthly, quarterly, or sales trends to identify seasonality. Heat maps can show you sales performance by product category at any given time period. And again, they can show you some matrices also, like what is the total sales revenue, sales growth rate, month over month or year over year, whatever the requirement would be. So the data analytics people will visualize using this bar chart and matrices. And based on that, the management people can get some insights that they can come to know that, okay, which are the best selling products. We can invest more on that. Okay. So, okay, this is the peak sales reason. Okay, maybe in this peak, and maybe in these events, these are the products which are selling fast, so that we can stock up our inventory, or we must push these products on these seasons more. Okay, so these are the decisions that can be taken by the sales manager or senior manager, so that they can enhance the profit of the company. Okay. If we talk about customer preferences, again, as I mentioned, what data analytics people can do based on the objective, that they will again prepare some chart, pie chart, donut chart, map visualization, okay, tree map. So when you learn data analytics, you should learn also what this chart means, okay, what this chart means and what they represent. This is very much important. And what are the matrices? If you don't understand the different type of chart, then it will be very tough for you to analyze the data, to present the data in a very informal way. Okay. So, and also, being a data analyst, it's important that don't think that the people sitting at the higher position will analyze, or they will understand your table. Instead, they should be quick decision makers. Your chart should be so efficient that they can take decision immediately. They should not think twice. They should not invest their time to understand your chart, or maybe plot, or maybe matrices. So think very wisely that what kind of charts or visualization you must present in form of management, that you can infer something out of that and they can take decision as fast as they can. Okay, again, you can see discount impact. If you really want some kind of report on discount impact, you can, you have some charts like scatter plot, KPIs, matrices. You can have profit margin before, after discount driven sales growth. Okay, so this is the task of actually business analytics people, to what to visualize and how to visualize, how to present the data in an informative way. Okay, so this is done from my end. So now it's time for implementation of the project or the case that we have taken. So thank you guys. And I will ask Ms. Neha to continue from this slide. Over to you, Neha.
Yes, hello and welcome everyone. I will be sharing my screen in a moment. Okay. So, welcome everyone, and I will be picking up from here, and I will like to demonstrate like whatever Mr. Prashant has analyzed and given you demonstrations. I will be taking up a data set and will try to demonstrate how to make a Power BI dashboard in using the table. So first of all, the data set that I will be using, that I have taken from Kaggle. So let me show. So the data set I have taken it's from here. It is an artificially made data set, so it is clean, and I have downloaded it from Kaggle. So where here you can see it is an e-commerce data set, and we have columns like user ID, product ID, category, price, discount, final price, and payment method and purchase date. So from here only you can see in the Kaggle website, you can see the data itself, and they have also given what are the unique values. So once you feel that you are okay with your data set, you can go ahead and download it as you want. So I have already downloaded the data set in my computer, and I will be taking it to the Power BI and opening it. So first, um, let me share the here. Uh, so for this data set, as we have already discussed, the and we will be taking the Power BI. So when you will want to open a Power BI model, you can download the Power BI apps from here. So you can search for Power BI desktop download, and if you click on this, you will find it to download. Once you download it in your laptop, you can install it, and this page will open up. I have already signed in, but you haven't signed in, then you will be have to sign in using your student ID or your business ID. You can sign that up. Once you are signing up, you can see this type of screen will be visible where you can see here given blank report. Once you click on the blank report, you will see the Power BI dashboard is open. I will give you a quick review what's in there. So first of all, the first important thing here is to download or the data. So to download the data, you will see here, you can see a lot of ways you can either download. If you have Excel workbook, you can download from Excel. You can download for SQL Server, or you can enter the data itself. For me, the data that I have downloaded, it is in a CSV text file. So I will be clicking the CSV text file. And this is the data that I have downloaded. It is an e-commerce data set, and click on it and I can open it. Once you open, you can see it will take some time to connect the data. Once the data is connected, it will show you that this is the data. You can quick review that is this the data. You can show how many rows and base and something like this. And once you are okay that this is, yes, this is the data, you can say load, and it will load up in your Power BI. Once the data is loaded, it is shown here at the right corner where you can see, you can collapse it and you can open it. You can see all the tables like category, discount, final, they're already present here, and you can use them as according to your preferences. So next, this is the white sheet, the white place here. This is the where we are going to work with the Power BI. So next we go to the insert section where I will discuss about this is the text box where you can insert any text if you want. This is the power button. I will be discussing it as we go on through the session. And this is the shapes where you can enter any shape, rectangle, square, and you can make the visualization better, and you can insert any image from your computer. So first of all, we will be taking here the visualization. You can see this part is where the actual graphs are present. Here, at the build visual, you can see there are different types of graphs, but like stacked bar graph, area graph, pie chart. And beside this, you can see another page-like structure, which is called, if you hover over it, you will see it's called format your report page. If you click on it, you will see that this is the web place where you can format the page. like it won't be giving any graph. It will where you can format the page. For example, if I want to like add a canvas background, so for some time, because this Power BI is very famous, you can get the ready-made templates where there are already given you how to where to plot the graphs. So I have made myself a template. You can also use colors. Any color you use, you can see the color will be like this is the page color, or you can add image. I have already prepared a template for my process here, which I have made as e-commerce visualization. So as you can see, and this is the template I have made for this session, and you can make them using adding like I want to add a rectangular shape, so you can add this rectangular shape just like this, and then we can make it rectangular, or you can make it any different shapes you want. You can use it. This is how I have made this template. So now once you have made template, or if you want, you can just directly go on making the graphs. Um, we will be start making the graphs. So first, from the first objective that we have is to identify the top performing product category and the revenue trends. And we will be using a tree map for that. So once we go to the Power BI, you can see the visualization here. You can check the tree map and select on the tree map. There you will find that a panel is open. Once the panel is, you select the panel and you can see down here, we have some options called category, detail, values, and tooltips. So for category is the field you will provide if for which category, it will be an cardinal value, like either it is payment. Like for here we have a category which is giving us the different shopping categories here, so I will be using this here. It is a cardinal value, and you will see this is a blank sheet. Now why it is blank? Because you want to give like in which way you are going to present this category, which value you want to present. So for us, our aim was we want to represent the revenue by category. So revenue in the sense we have the final price here. So we will drag and drop the final price in the values. So as we drag and drop here, you can see the plot is made automatically. And as you know, we are making a dashboard and we want to make it pretty. So we will be using this guidance, that template guidance, to make our graph a little prettier. So, and then you can see here at the top where you have the add data visuals, you can see there are two more buttons here where you have format your visual. So formatting the visual, there are a lot of options, and it depends on which graph you are plotting, the visual change. So there is one called, there is a general visual, and there is one which is for the particular graph. For like a pre-type plot, you all get legends, color, layout, and data labels. So if you go to color, you can see you can change any color you want from here. For example, let me say if I want to work on this blue, so I can click color for each one of them as I want, and for it will take the same color. And if you want, we can also separate, like add more, go to more colors, and we can take any other different colors we want. This is for like the colors. Next, we have the layout where you can use the spaces. If you want to add spaces between the columns, if you don't want to make spaces, this is where you can add spaces. Next, we also have data labels. So data labels is off here. If you want make it on, then you can see the data that are actually visible. And then we can go to general, where you can see you can add different titles, for the category. Like it is some, you can change, you can write, if you want type something, you can type here and you can change according to your wish. And you have to keep selecting it. Once more thing you can do here, when you check here in the values, you can see there is a down arrow button. When you click here, you can see it gives you choice then what value you want to show. You can show average, you can give some average, maximum, count, and standard deviation, variance, median, anything you want. For this, we want sum, and we can also show the value as the percentage of grand total. So I believe for me, showing the percentage gives more understanding than the actual value. So we will be going with the percentage. So and this is how we can make one graph. So similarly, we can also use different methods like if you want to give KPI. So KPI, what are KPI? KPI are key performance indicators. Mostly when you, there are few numbers that you want to see without any calculations, like what is the final revenue. So for that, we use a KPI, which were to show in the dashboard, which we can use here using cards. You can see here card called new card and you can click on it. So there is different types of visuals here, and for this session I'm using some few of them, but they're all very effective. So the card, let me just you can see here card, when you select it, you can see you can put here data. Data is what, which data you want to show. For example, I would like to show the final price, so it will be showing the final price. And then what I else I can do, so that the final price, you can, if you want, you can show the sum, average, minimum, as usual for every other data. And then we also want to show the number of products. We can, then you also add that. You can see that can number of products. So now here, if you click, it's showing you the first. You can just click on count. So you want to show the count of number of products that has been sold in for our product. So this is how you can show the KPI. And the same for visualization. For formatting this visual, you can go just here, you make the plots where you can see the data of your visuals. Here you make the plot, change your data set, or use whatever values you want. And this is the place, like format your visual is for formatting the visuals, for making it look prettier. So you can here check the layouts, where you can use different types of layouts, single row, single column, grids. You can use it card, or you can make it table. That depends upon, yes, your percentage. You can give background, you have layout, padding, and other things. So here we have call out values. So what are call out values? Call out values is the value that you are calling out. So we can change its color here. So because it's a KPI, maybe we could go for a red color so that it is visible, and we can make it a little shorter. So that everything is visible. And we can change the labels. Labels are the above thing, the count of the product ID and the sum of the final price. So for that as well, you can change the size and the color according to your wish. Let's go here for a blue, and you can see the KPI is here. Then you go, there are a lot of options where you can make your visual attractive, and these are like one of those. So in layout, you can go in the card here, you can check padding, background, borders, alignment. So let's assume I don't want the background. Okay, so you can just off the background. You don't want borders. You don't want borders, then you can off the borders as well. The same goes for everything. Then we have the second goal. So we also, like for here, we also want to see the top selling product categories. So we can go for a bar chart. So for making a bar chart, you can see at the top of these visuals, you have clustered column chart, which is also used as bar chart. So you click on it, and then once you click on the visual, you can see you have x-axis, y-axis, legend, and small multiples. Small multiples, I will be showing this one for different other chart, because I don't think it will be more visible if we make sure small multiples in a line chart. I will be coming up to that later. But for now, let's see the x-axis. So for column chart, for as per our goal, we want to highlight the product and which product is selling the most. So for that, for x-axis, we will be have the category, which is giving us the categories, and for the y-axis, we will be taking product ID, and this will give us how the product are being. So you can use this. So as you can see, you have the all the categories here, and we have the product IDs here, and it giving us the measurement for that. So we can again keep this one here for now. And same goes as here. One more thing that we can do is here is this filter, which you can see here. It's given filter here. So what does filter helps us to filter out any category or any columns we want. So when I click on this graph that I have recently made, you can see that in the field filter visual, we have only two of the panels, category and count product. So these two are given because we have only added these two tables in our graph. That is why we only have these two. So how do you want to filter these two? For example, if we have only 6 category here, but if we have more than 6 or many categories in this field, then it is very tedious for us to look for which one is the top one. So what we can do here, we can see if you hover over it, you will see there is an expand button. If you click on it, then you can have different options where you can check on top n. So what is top n? Top n will give you the privilege to filter out top n categories you want. Either you can filter top, or you can also filter bottom if you want the list one. So n is a number of number that you want. For example, if I want 3 here, so it will give me top 3 performing categories, and this is the value which is asking you, like, in which basis you want top 3. So for us, we want it by final price. No, we want it by product ID count. So we put the value here, and we ask it that you count it. You count the product, and whichever category is in the top 3, you filter it out, you apply the filter and show me that. And here, as soon as we apply the filter, it's gonna show us the top 3 selling categories in our product. This is how you use filter. For next, we have our next goal. We have understanding the customer preference in payment method and graphs. And for that, we will be taking a pie chart. So as our data, we can see we have a value which gives us the payment method. So we also want to like to know how different customers use payment methods. Either they go for online or offline mode, or any other UPI. Nowadays, we have a lot of other systems. So for that, we want to know how it is affecting our payments. So we will be trying here a pie chart. So you can see here a pie chart. You click on the pie chart and it will open. I'm sorry. So you have to unselect it. You don't select any of the graph. Okay. Then you click on the pie chart and this will open up a new board here. And you can see as soon as we select the pie chart here, we can in the down we can see legend, values, detail, tooltips. So the legend is the one which where you give the category. It is the cardinal value. For us, it is the payment method. So we want payment method as the legend. As you can see, the legend is shown here, but it's not plotting anything because we haven't given it a any value. So for value, we will going with user ID. So it will count the user ID and will distribute it accordingly. So here it is. We can see that it is counting the percentage and it is also showing the number. So these things that we are showing could also be changed. And for changing the visual and everything, as I have discussed, we have to go to the format your visual. So once you click it here, you can see you have legend. So for example, if we go to the details label, you can see it is on. If we off, then you can see there is no data is shown in the side. If you on it, then after that you get options. So here you can see there is a section where it is called label content. So you can choose what to show. Like for example, I don't want to show any numbers, so you can just show the category. So you can choose only the category. So it will show what is the category here. Or if you want to show like I want to show category and the percentage total. So you click on it, you will see it is showing the category and the percentage. Now, if you're showing the percentage and the category in the graph itself, you might not need the legend that is showing beside. So we can click on the legend off. This how that we can do this. Or if we click on, then we can change it. Okay. Then we have values. So values are this the credit card and the cash card, whatever the values they're showing. You can change their font as well according to your wish. You can change the size, you can change the font, uh, respectively. And also you can change the color. So for changing the color, you have your slices where you can see the different colors that they have shown for the slice. So maybe we can go with something red. We can change for everyone as you want. Click on them and just like the free chart, we can change for all of them similarly. And once you are satisfied with how it looks, you can make the dashboard. You can put the graph wherever you want. And here it is. Let's put it here. And also, if you want to change the heading, you can, as usual, you go to this visual and you can go to general section and you can check here the title. You can change the title and you can change the color as usual, and subtitle you can put divider, spacing, and any other thing. You can also format the data by using like so your payment method is your data. You can or the customer ID is your data. You can format them. You can give the currency. You can give decimal points, whole number. That's or making it custom. You can change how you're showing the data. We format that. This is the general uh, visualization technique. So you can check like if you click on the tree map, the general section doesn't change. So the general section is almostly is same for all the graphs because it is giving you the entire graph will be changing. For visual section here, you will see it's different for different graphs because you have different types of plots and for different graphs. For next, let's see which our next goal. So next goal is to track the sales trends over time to identify peak methods and seasonal behavior. So for that, whenever it comes to a seasonal behavior, like whenever it comes to a plot which have dates, time, we always go for a line chart. So we will find the line chart here. So we have the line chart and we click on the line chart. You can see the similar ways another window opens up. And in that You can see you have x-axis, y-axis, and we have secondary y-axis. Why secondary y-axis? Secondary y-axis, like you can have it left. When in the left, you can have one y-axis, in the right, you can have another y-axis if you want, depending on your data set. For now, we will be plotting. So our goal was to plot the date. So you see, we have a column called purchase date. So if you in Power BI, if you have a date section, whether it is any date section, you automatically divides it in different groups like year, quarter, month, date. For us, year is not for our data set, as it is only for 2024. So it is not very important because there is only 1 year. So we'll let the month here. Maybe and it will y-axis. You will be putting what you want to plot against the time. So we want to plot our final price. So let's plot the final price, and you can take average, sum, minimum as usual in the final price as well. So once you have done the final price, you can similarly plot, check the graph and make it, place it wherever you want. Here you go, and go to the visual section, and from here you can check you want to go for x-axis. Like for x-axis, values will give you the values that are shown, like for March, January, February month, these are the value sections. If you change anything here, so it will be changing the color in the value section. And title is the one that shows here the month is the title. So for me, let's remove the month title, because most of, I think January, February is obvious that is the month. And then we have the y-axis where it has been showing us the sum of the final price, where you have range, you have values, both of values and title is on. You can off the title and on the title, whatever you want, and you can change the color, design according to your preference. Then we have a secondary y-axis, but we will be not using it because we don't have a secondary y-axis. If you added any other graph column in the secondary y-axis, then we could have used it. For example, let me show you. Let me see if you want to like product ID, you want to count the number. So you can add it in the secondary y-axis, you can see. Then it will be plotting another plot here with on a secondary y-axis. This is for comparison if you want. For us, let's not, we're not doing this. So we can keep it as it is. And as usual, then we have more, we can change the grid lines. You can have the grid lines or you can remove the grid lines. You can change its color. And there are a lot of visualization, like a lot of options you can use that, and it depends upon how you want to show your graph. That's all. So you can go for dotted line, you can go for dash line, you can change the width. If you want, we can also add the shaded area. Okay, like this. You can change anything on, and if you want to put any color, you can also put color from here. Let me check. Let's go with the purple, maybe. And then that's it. We can also have markers, which if you on the marker, you can see that you can see the markers where are the points are showing, or if you off this, you can not show it. For me, I think it's better not to show the markers, because whenever you go for a time series graph, it is, most of us are interested in how the trends is showing, like where it's going down, where it's going up. We don't want to crowd it with too much of information, so that if we don't focus on what we need. Focus is like how we want to show the trends, like when it is falling down, when it is getting maxima. So you don't want to crowd it with too much of information. Next, for analyze, we will taking, we want to analyze the impact of discounts, and we will be taking average discount by category. Let's check it here. For that, we again go for a bar chart. Set. We go for a bar chart and we want to have the average of the discount by category. So we want to check how the category. So you have x-axis, y-axis. We put the category in x-axis and we put the discount here, column in the y-axis. And as usual, you can see there is a down arrow. You click on it and you can choose what to show. It is automatically by default shows the sum. But if you choose on the average, then it will change into the average and it will show you the average. And you can use filters or whatever you want. Like for example, if you go to the columns here, you can change the color and make it to something red. You can decrease the transparency of here, maybe a little, or borders and everything else. You can change, you can show the data or you cannot show the data. So for me, I prefer not to show too much of data in the plot itself. You can hover over the plot. You have tooltip where you can see what is the actual value is showing. This is better way because if you put too much of information in a graph itself, it's become too messy. So, and we don't want that. Second, and the last we want to show how the discount and final prices are affected. So this is an important one here because you want to plot a frequency graph. I want to plot a frequency graph or a histogram. In the here you can't see any ready-made histogram because for histogram you have to make a bins. What are bins? Bins are separated. Like if you have a data from 1 to 100, so you have to make different beans from like 1 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30. So the beans you have to make it from your data set itself before you can make the graph. So for example, if we want to make a like histogram or frequency plot for the revenue or the final price. If you hover over the final price, you can see three dots. And if you click on three dots, you can see more options. You click on them. And here there is a option where you can see new groups. And you have to click on new groups where a box will open up where you can see it's the name of the box you can change, but it is showing final price bins. I mean, it's give you the option that you group the final price into different bins as you want. So you can make the bins according to size. For here, like it has given you 15.8 automatically by default. It has arranged it in 15.8 size, or you can go it by numbers where you can choose what the number you want. For example, if I want only 20 bins, so it will divide like the minimum value is in our data, the minimum value is 5.89 and the maximum value is 496. So it will divide it into 20 different bins and size of each bins by default is 24.45. And if you're okay with the bins, you can select okay. And as you can see here, there is a new measure that is being made, which is named as final price beans. This bean that we have made, we will be using this to make an histogram. So for making an histogram or a KDE plot, you take the line and cluster chart, column chart, and you click the column chart and you can see now we have to use these beans that we have just made using the group function, and you take that and put it in x-axis. So now there will be a groups or distribution of from 5 to 500 as our data in different groups, and then this x-axis we can put whatever we want. For example, for distribution plot we will be putting the final price and we will be counting it because that's what a distribution plot is. So if you count, now you can see these beans that we have made are like from each beans, like this beans is for 5.98, this is for 30, this is for 40, 54. So there are separate beans that we have made from the final price, and now we are counting it for the frequency of each beans. This will give you a histogram plot. And to compare it with the discount, let's keep the discount in the y-axis in line chart, and let's make it average, because sum of discount will not give us anything, but average will, like for each means, like what we are seeing here, if the final price is about 30 rupees and it has been sold about 248 times, and the average discount that has been given for this particular section was about 20%. So this gives you a brief explanation about how the discounts are made for different price sections, and what are the count or what are the sale of that sections. And as you can see, we go to the visual section and the general section. The title is very big, so we can use the title that we want and change it to Control A, paste to this one, which gives you the discount versus final price. You can see here legend. We can click on any one of them and you can check how everyone is. For example, if you take the credit section here, we click on it. Now the graph that is showing you will be giving you only the data for credit card section, like 20% of this. The category values also that changing according to the selection. It is filtering out all the graphs according to the credit section that I have chose. If you want crash and delivery, it will automatically change the entire graph or all the data in the graph according to the section. You can select it again and bring back to how it was. So this is how you make a PowerPoint presentation or a Power BI dashboard, and you can use these graphs in your presentation, uh, either by using a screenshot, or you can copy them, or you can share them as well. You can see here an option called share. You have to save them. Once you save them in your file, you have to save them. And then you can share them to your automatically. You can share them inside your working community, because Power BI does not allow you to share it with any uh, save it in the document. Okay, does not allow you to share it with any other people other than your working environment, because of the privacy, because that's how you get the privacy, so that it not get checked. And this is how you make. Once you are done, we are okay with it, you can use any other. This, like for this page is done. If you want to make more, you can always have your add page. You can add a new page and you can make another dashboard with the same data. The data that you have already uploaded, you can keep it and you can make another dashboard. For example, as you have seen, we usually make customer dashboard, then sales dashboard, and different dashboards separately. So you can use the same data and you can use as many as pages you want, and to make similar dashboard. Here at the right side, we also have table view, where you can check your table and you can modify them or add new columns. If you have more than two tables, here you can visualize them and connect them. But we don't have, for this session, we only have one, so this is not necessary. And this is a section where you can write code if you DAX code, but this is a very high level one, not very high, it's easy, but you have to learn them. So we won't be going through them. And this is how we make a dashboard. And basically, what I believe, that making, you have to practice by yourself, because there are a lot of options, and the Power BI itself is changing and updating itself every day. So it have to be yourself who should practice it. Like, what's the worst can happen? You plot a graph and you want to plot a graph, it doesn't get plotted. That is the worst thing can happen. So it's better that you try yourself, and because there are a lot of options to understand, and it's not very easy for anybody to, like, explain you everything in one session. So that's how, after you make a PowerPoint dashboard, you can use this analytics to make your conclusion. For example, me here try to understand each of the graph. So I made, for example, the revenue graph category versus and the top selling product that we made. From here, I can analyze, like our goal was identify the top performing product and the categories. So we can clearly visibly see that the clothing section gives you the lead revenue, and the books and home kitchen are the top selling product by volume. And from conclusion, we can say that clothing generate more revenue, and but the home kitchen has higher volume. Like here, you can see the volume here is more, but the percentage of revenue is more in clothing section. So we want to channelize our sales or our promotion according to this conclusions. Next, the analysis from the payment distribution method. You can see that UPI is the most preferred payment method, followed by debit card and credit card. We can see that nowadays, because of the online transaction, the cash card delivery and net banking has a lower adoption rate. We can, so the conclusion you can make that digital payments method are more dominated. Next, from if you see the monthly trend graph, we can check the sale. The peak is at May or July or October, which indicates the seasonal shopping behavior, but it has declined in June and November. So we can check why it is being declined. If it is a holiday period or it is due to less promotion, we can conclude any, we can take any step according to the conclusion that we're making from the graph. Next, for the analysis and impact for discount prices, we can see that the prices that are range from 100 to 30 are have the most transaction amount, but the higher price one and lower price one also showing that we are giving the discounts, but they are not showing too much of profit. Same as, so for conclusion, we can say the mid price product are giving us the key revenue section, where and others are not showing us too much of profit, and we're also not giving too much of sale in the higher price rate, as you can see. Next, few of the recommendations that we can make from the analysis that we made. One is for payment method. As usual, we have to check, we have to optimize the UPI and debit card methods more, because nowadays it is more adapted. Second, we have discount strategies. Discount have been applied to increase transaction frequency, and efforts are underway to find the right balance, because we have to find a balance between the discount. Sometimes we can see the higher price products where we don't give too much of discount there, as according to the graph, but and so the sale is also less there. We can also do marketing focus on clothing, bookstore. We can do seasonal strategy. As you can see, we have less uh, profit in November, so we can change that, and why you do have a less, maybe we can give some marketing campaign there. And we can also do some more other data, like the data we have, we do not get any demographic data about the customer, so we can do more research on the data and we can get more about it. And this is how basically full-fledged in a analysis go. Of course, we do more about it. This is just a basic that I have shown, and I hope this was helpful. Thank you.
Huge thank you to your esteemed panelists, Mr. Prashant Priyadarshi and Ms. Neha Mondale, for sharing their expertise with us today. Your insights on data analytics, AI, and Power BI have been incredibly valuable. And I'm sure our audience has gained a lot from your knowledge and experience. So now we will open the floor for questions. So before that, I would like to share some information about Uni Athena. So the panelists can take rest for 2 minutes. Meanwhile, I request every attendees to you can type your questions in our chat box so that we will address them after the this session. Okay. Okay. So I have received so many queries regarding the courses and all. So I will explain all those things now. So Uni Athena is an edtech organization offering online free learning upskilling courses and affordable academic degree programs in a flexible manner. And we have founded in 2019 and is owned by Westford Ventures, generally known as Westford Education Group, operating since 2008 in higher education sector, and we have helped 3 million plus learners from 146 plus countries, and we are offering 600 plus courses in collaboration with 10 plus international universities. Yeah, definitely we collaborate with top universities to deliver the courses which are globally accepted. So let me highlight few of them, and they are Aberta University, GMU, UCAM, CMI, CIQ, and SQA, Acacia University, EIA, European Business School, FEDE, and OTHM qualifications. Next, I would like to talk about why Uni Athena. So more than just education, we offer flexibility in payment also. That means here you can pay as you progress, which helps the learners to manage their budget effectively. And we are 100% online. All the materials are available online so that you can access from any place at any time. And you can learn at your own pace. And all our courses are backed by top international university, so that the certificate hold a value in the market which helps you in your professional growth. And definitely every learner will get assistance from personal tutors or academic associate throughout their learning journey with Uni Athena. And here we are following modular course delivery. That means in this approach, courses are delivered with modules which are small manageable units so that the learner can manage the course very smoothly. Next, I want to talk about the short courses that we are providing and what makes online short courses stand out. So here we are offering 600 plus online courses from 20 plus domains. So plenty of courses from different sources. And the very interesting thing is free to learn. That is no cost, just knowledge. And you will get the certificate also, which helps you in your professional growth. And also we are offering 5 learning levels from beginner level to advanced level. And next I want to discuss about how do we support in each stage of your career. So in our short courses we have some categories. So the first one is basics. So the duration of courses comes under basic category is 4 to 6 hours, and basic courses are to understand the core fundamental concepts of any domain in minimal time. Okay, so these basic courses are perfect for newcomers in the field and beginners in the field, or anyone needing to brush up their skills. So some of the basic courses are basics of NumPy, basics of Panda. Okay, so please check out our website to see more courses. Next category is essentials, and the duration is 6 to 9 hours. So essential courses helps you to delve deeper into essential concepts, principles, and theories to build on your foundation. And it is suitable for those who have mastered the basics and want to enhance their understanding. And the next category is mastering, and the duration is 1 week. So mastering courses helps you to achieve top level expertise and practical skills from industry experts. And it is aimed at individuals eager to lead and excel in their professional field. And the next category is diploma, and the duration is 1 to 2 weeks, and it is about to obtain specialized certifications and practical skills in your domain. So it is ideal for those looking to elevate their career with specific and employable skills. So we have so many diploma courses coming under this diploma category, that is, for example, diploma in cyber laws. So as I told, please check out our website and explore all our courses. And next category is executive diploma, and the duration is 2 to 3 weeks. And And it is an in-depth program for executives to gain leadership and practical skills. And it is designed for business professionals aiming to enhance their leadership skills without interrupting their career, so that you can balance your work life as well as your learning life. So, okay, so let's talk about some courses available in data analytics. So, if you are looking a career in data analytics, you will definitely love this. So, we recommend these our top courses based on our webinar insights. So, first one is Diploma in Data Analytics, Diploma in Power BI, Diploma in Application of Business Analytics, Essentials of Data Visualization using MS Excel, Essentials of Data Analytics, Basics of Python, Basics of Data Science, Basics of Data Analytics in Financial Reporting, Executive Diploma in Data Analytics, and Executive Diploma in Machine Learning. So plenty of courses are available in our site. Do check out. This is what our learners are speaking about Uni Athena. So this is our learner, Shaktisha Yadav. She is a data analyst. And it is from Ho, our dear learner. Next, if you have any queries related to the courses or how to enroll any queries, you can write to support at Uni Athena, or you can message to this WhatsApp number. So please take the screenshot of this slide so that you can note it and you can contact them. So next we have our learner Mohammed Kamara here with us. So I would like to request Mohammed Kamara to give a live testimonial. Mohammed, can you hear me? Hi, Mohammed. Can you hear me? If you have anything to share with our attendees, you can share it now.
Hello, good morning, everyone. I'm
Good
Mohamed
morning,
Kamara
Mohammed.
from Sierra Leone. Well, I would like to say thanks to Uni Athena and the entire team, because it is really a great opportunity for us business individuals like me, having my own institution, which is Crest Tech Innovation, and having time for my job screens, and then having time to learn more, to do a course. And then Uni Athena is a great platform that is trying to boost up our learning skills more in the area of self-growth and leadership. So through this, I've gained my executive diploma from Uni Athena, and then I'm the Uni Athena ambassador in Sierra Leone, and they are doing great help for us, not only the youth, but all stream of life, or all individuals that are ready to learn in the area of not only technology, but for you to grow in whatsoever field that you want to. I would say thanks to Uni Athena for making us who we want to be. And thanks to the great platform that you give us, which is self-learning space, that we are making use of it every day, every day. Thank you, Uni Athena and the entire team. Kamar Mohammed from Sierra Leone.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mohammed, for your time and for sharing your experience with Uni Athena. Thank you so much. So now we can move on to our Q&A session. So I request Mr. Prashant and Mr. Neha to address the questions. So we have received so many questions in our chat box. So I will read the questions. So yeah. So the first question is it compulsory to learn basic statistic like mode, range, and the rest before I can learn data analysis? Then I'm not a science student. Can I still go ahead of learning? And this question is from Victor.
Okay, hey, hi, Victor. Thank you for attending this webinar from top to bottom. Okay, so okay, if you are available over here, so I'm going to reply. So obviously, it's very easy. These are basic statistics, and anyone can learn at any time. Doesn't matter if you are from science background or commerce or arts. Doesn't mean you can learn this anytime, and it's very easy.
Thank you, sir. Next one is an interesting question. Is there a difference between data analysis and computer system analysis?
Can you please repeat?
Yeah. So, what is the difference between data analysis and computer system analysis?
Okay, so uh, both are different. If we talk about data analysis, we do some kind of analysis on data. But if we talk about computer system analysis, so that is something different. We analyze the system performance on computer. So over there, the system of computer is different. If you talk about small computing system, that is different. If you talk about big computers, where a lot of computers are connected together to form a network, over there, like some kind of performance is analyzed. So that is quite different. Over here, we have a bunch of data. We sit on a PC and we work on that. But when we talk about system performance, it's a complete experiment. Okay, we measure the performance of like routing, or we measure the traffic over a network.